Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Good, Han. How are you?
I'm good. So you're in Florida right now, aren't you?
Yes. Home
And
sweet
what's going on with Florida in their lockdown situation within the coronavirus?
Monday. I think there are rumors that they're going to issue almost a full-on lockdown for everyone in their houses unless like you need to go to a grocery store or something. I don't know how they're
Yeah,
going to do that, but that's the goal, and I think that's to get tourists back home because it's getting
yeah.
out of like hand.
So are you currently self-quarantining or what's your kind of plan right now?
Yeah, so me and my family, because we have a house like here on the Key, and then the other half of my family has a house in Sarasota. So we've
Hmm.
just been going back and forth between those two houses, but it's been house to car to house to car to house. So we've only been around each other.
Yeah.
And we've been staying away because my grandma lives next door to them. We've been just completely staying away from her. So she's just on her own.
There was news kind of floating around, and I saw actually a couple polls taking place within the University of Utah about like a semester pass. Have you heard anything about that, or what's your opinion on that?
Well, I think for Utah, it might be kind of smart just because first the coronavirus, and when that started spreading there, I don't think people really cared either. And then the
No.
earthquake hit.
Yeah.
I think that is honestly traumatizing to so many people because not only is that just like an earthquake and a pandemic going on, but
Yeah.
that's so many things stacking up onto each other. So having that stress taken away of school right now and just focusing on families and making sure everyone's
Oh,
safe and healthy is way more important. They can pick
yeah.
up school the next year. I obviously think though, if one kid's failing all his classes, I don't think he should pass. I think they should kind of cut the grades where they are, maybe, and just keep it at that. So if they got like A, B, great. If
Mhm.
you're failing all your classes, don't pass him.
And I guess speaking on like the anxiousness of everything, are you anxious about online? Are you excited that you can kind of be remote, or what's your take on all this?
Um, well, for me, I'm not good at online classes because I learn sitting down in class. So
I'm the same way.
I know. So switching, like my OChem class is all paper. Like we don't have anything online. We just have packets and packets and packets every day, and that's how we get our material, and then we work it everything out in class. That's
Hmm.
how I learn. So I don't know how he's gonna make that online, but if he does it the right way, I mean, luckily I have a printer at home, so I will be able to print out everything and do it the way I like to. But other than that, in my physiology class, that's going to be all lectures. I'm going to have to just go through that all on my own. And then I don't know how we're going to do labs. I mean, everything's just so up in the
Yeah.
air. So I don't know if it's going to be fine, but
And then how do you think this is going to change school in general, or specifically Westminster? Like how, because Westminster, this is what they're all about, is that intimate in class setting. And that's what I care so much about in classrooms. So it's like, this is so difficult because it's so far fetched. Like how do you think that's going to change Westminster?
well, I think for Westminster on its own, it's honestly a bit easier to handle because we're a private school. We're not fully funded by the state, so we're able to kind of do our own thing. But
Hmm.
we're also smaller
Yeah.
because our school is only dealing with what 3,000 kids at most, which
Yeah.
is a lot easier than schools with 50,000 kids in them. So,
Hmm.
and our class sizes are what, 25 people? We don't have hundreds of kids in one lecture. So
Right.
I think for us, it's going to be a lot easier than other schools. But I mean, you are right. Like, that's the whole point is that you have smaller classes, a better like learning experience. So the fact that we're going to be online, I don't know. I don't think a lot of kids are going to take it seriously because we
Yeah.
are a small school. So I guess we're just going to have to see how the first week or so go.
Yeah, I agree. And do you have any tips, since for people that are doing self quarantine, do you have any tips on how to stay amused, not get bored? I know you kind of have it good because you are in Florida.
Yeah, so when I get bored, we take the boat because we're allowed to
Yeah,
do that, or I just
yeah,
go into pool or go on walks. But honestly, inside, I started a new TV series that looks super boring, but it was super good. We have a bunch of board games that we've been playing. The moment you start going stir crazy, literally just step outside because that's going to help. Even like 2 minutes outside is going to help your mind not go insane.
I'm gonna pause the recording here. Thank you.
Of course.